I'm recording this segment separate from the rest of the show. I'll be honest, I don't know if I'm going to even release it. I've been talking now for 17 minutes about this, and I still can't figure out how to put what I want to say to words, really. But I realized, like, I was trying to sit down and write and prepare a segment about John Gruden, and I started crying, actually, like out of stress and anger and I just like a smattering of emotions. And I thought maybe if I sit down and talk through them, it would help. The big story today is that Raiders head coach John Gruden resigned. A bunch of emails leaked of him saying horrible, horrible stuff, misogynistic, racist, homophobic things. And, I look around at my life and I think of my friend Marcel, who such a wonderful human being. And, I think of my fiance. I think of my friend Arthur, whose husband Brian is fantastic. And those are all people in groups that John Gruden's comments like attack and say bad. I don't know. I wonder, like, did I not know the real John Gruden? Now, here's a statement John Gruden released. He said, "I have resigned as the head coach of the Las Vegas Raiders. I love the Raiders and do not want to be a distraction. Thank you to all the players, coaches, staff, and fans of Raider Nation. I'm sorry. I never meant to hurt anyone." And look, this story is hot dynamite. It's going to be probably in the news for a long time. John Gruden's career is over. And I called some people in my life when there was a big story that is sports, but indirectly sports. It's about someone in sports who did something naughty. I call people like, "Hey, what do you think? How should I cover it?" And most of the time I would not. Like, honestly, I should not cover the John Gruden story. There's nothing I can add. There is nothing I can say that, like, all you can say is what he said is terrible. Those emails are awful and shameful, and everyone's going to call him a terrible person and move on. And I'm so torn because we live in an environment where it's not safe to have a nuanced conversation. Like, it's not safe. People take sound bites out of what people say. People love to take stuff out of context. And every day I feel pressure to make sure I don't say the wrong thing. And I love my job. I love my job so much. I'm so grateful for the life I live. And part of that, I feel this challenge in my heart that I tell myself, like, the reason why I do what I do for myself is so that I don't have a boss who can fire me. I don't have anyone. Like, the only person who can fire me is the audience. If the audience doesn't like what I'm saying, they can choose to not listen. Otherwise, I don't have a network over top of me looking down saying, "Don't say that, don't say that." And I love the freedom to say whatever I want. And so I think I'm sitting down right now because I feel this deep sadness that I'm not allowed to say what I really want to say, which is that I was really sad when all this came out about John Gruden. And I wondered, like, did I not know the real John Gruden? Maybe clearly. I mean, I've never met him. Although, man, I loved his interviews. He was so entertaining to listen to. He was great on Monday Night Football. And I guess we're having like a career funeral for John Gruden where it's over, man. Like, we'll never see him on TV again. He's gone forever, I would assume. Probably rightfully so. But I just felt this. I was sitting down to write and realizing how scared I was that I might say something that was offensive, or I might make it seem like I'm defending him. And I started crying and I lost it. And I'm like, I should talk about this, I think. And maybe I'm the only one, but I wonder, like, is there anyone else out there who saw this news about John Gruden and was just like so torn? And torn is the wrong word, maybe just sad, because a person I really enjoyed watching talk about football is gone forever. And I think I know some people in the Raiders organization. I know people who've met him. They love him. He's a guy who loves football. He's passionate about football. And even John Gruden's final act, his thing was, I don't want to be a distraction. Peace out. He failed as the Raiders head coach. He won one Super Bowl. You can argue that the only time John Gruden won a Super Bowl was when he got handed a team that was built by Tony Dungy. Remember, he got to Tampa, won that first year with a team that wasn't his, really. And that's kind of been his claim to fame. Is I won a Super Bowl one time. But also his enthusiasm and love for football are the thing that I want to choose to remember about him. I want to read a tweet by Albert Breer. He said, also fascinating, how quickly the Gruden emails have become public. Well, all aspects of the league's investigation into Dan Snyder have remained completely private. Lesson for everyone in the difference between the people who cash the checks and those who write them. The emails were found during the investigation into the Washington football team owner, Dan Snyder, for his improper conduct. And again, the NFL released the John Gruden emails. We still do not know what Dan Snyder did or said, and I would assume it's even worse because, I don't know, it's just amazing what money can buy. The NFL protects their billionaire owners. I don't know. I think Urban Meyer should step down. I really agreed with what Gruden said there is that, I don't want to be a distraction. Okay, get out of there. Head coach should not be a distraction ever. Gruden was, he stepped down, fired really. I think they said either step down or we're going to fire you. Urban Meyer, I can't believe hasn't had a similar thing happen. And maybe it's wrong to even compare the two. I don't know. I'm interested to see who the Raiders hire next. They've got a good quarterback, Derek Carr. Derek Carr is like a person you could build around. They've got a great stadium there, a brand new stadium in Vegas. I would assume this Raiders job is really attractive. But I ultimately sat down because I felt so emotional when I started thinking about what I can say and what I can't say, and what if I cover the story and I lose my job? And I don't want that to happen. But I have to say, like, I was sad. I can't be the only person who, like, started tuning in, said, John Gruden said that and that, and maybe betrayed or heartbroken, like, this person who I held in such high regard, not what I thought it was. And I don't know. I don't know how I'm going to cover the story. I have no idea. I just I feel very conflicted and sad.